Welcome to the Box Score Sports Podcast.
First, and let's start with the championship Boston Celtics. The Boston Celtics won the NBA last year, the NBA Finals. I believe they won 64 games. I was going to actually write that down. I'm going to look it up. But as I'm looking it up, Clint, tell me your favorite move that the Boston Celtics made this offseason.
I don't think the Celtics made like one, well, they didn't do much, but I put just as their favorite move, they kept everyone together.
Mhm.
Everyone's extended. The core is put together. They probably have this year and next year when you start running into the tax concerns. But as far as for this offseason, keeping everyone there is a win for a team that's coming off a championship.
That's what I had too. I think it's good. You keep them together. You got the chemistry going. Obviously, the pieces fit, and then like you have another year of them like growing together. So I'm with you there, keeping it together, making another title run. I love it when teams do that. So I'm really happy the Celtics did that as well. What about by the way, they were 64-18. Least favorite move by the Boston Celtics.
It's being nitpicky. 4 years, 45 million for Sam Hauser. Like, I mean, it's not great. He doesn't play much. He's kind of like a fan favorite. So it's not like drastic, terrible. But I don't think I would give the guy that much money. But when it's a fan favorite and they do need some of those smaller contracts eventually down the road to get off some money or to just even make a one for one trade with the new restrictions. So not great, but it's nitpicking.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is some of these teams we had to nitpick, and I'm with you on the Boston Celtics as far as that nitpick. I'll have another one. Again, this is a nitpick. Yeah, obviously, KP Porzingis is going to start the year injured, right? So he's not going to play. They're saying December. We'll see probably later. So Al Horford is your starter, right? How old is he? 48, 50,
Yeah.
60? Like I just where's the downhill? A lot of minutes on Al Horford, a lot of pressure on him. And let's say if KP doesn't, obviously become healthy or get healthy, then that's a lot of minutes you're putting on Al Horford and him in the playoffs. So I just guess my least favorite is not another. I guess Cornette's fine, but I don't know. Again, nitpicky, but I just think relying on Al Horford as your big at age 92 is pretty tough.
Yeah, there has to be diminishing returns eventually, but give him credit for
Oh
being
yeah.
productive. He's 38, going to be 39. So
No.
uh,
So I,
can't.
I was a little high there, is what you're saying.
I'm yeah. He runs sometimes like he's 90, but
Yeah. Again, that's a nitpick. It's not nothing to worry about right now as much as it will be January, February, March if Porzingis isn't back. Okay, your biggest question when it comes to the Boston Celtics.
so on all these, like obviously health is a big one for almost every all these good teams. It stands out a little with Porzingis because he's pretty much that X factor that lets him play five out. So outside of his health, just a little bit of depth. I know they have, Peyton Pritchard, um, Xavier Tillman, like they have some of these guys that are fine, but if you need these guys in a big game or in a series, um, you might run into a little bit of trouble. But that's where I think the health is important for the Celtics. Is if Porzingis is out, what is the ceiling for the team without running these guys into the ground, which you probably don't want to do because you don't need to win. Would you say 64 games last year? They're not going to need to win 64 games to have the one seed in the East this year. So I'm going to go into the season assuming they're going to take it easy at stretches, kind of lay off some of these minutes. But if you have injuries, then it becomes harder, and then it kind of snowballs when a team is they're top heavy, not quite as top heavy as some teams. But that would be a question I have.
Yeah, no, that's a good one. I like that one. I would say like they can afford one or even two injuries with the roster they have during the season. Come playoff time, you're right. You want to rely on those five guys, White, Holiday, Brown, Tatum, and Porzingis or Horford or whatever. But you are right as far as can you trust like Pritchard or Hauser when it comes to big playoff series. My biggest question is any team really caught up to them? Like if healthy, I just don't see. I think teams got closer to them, but would I say that anyone's in the tier that they're in right now? I don't think so. What say you on that question? Do you think anyone in the East is in their tier?
No, I would put them by themselves until someone can prove otherwise.
Okay, I'm with you on that. Okay, any other points or questions?
The only thing I had was they shot the three ball really good last year. And Jason Tatum really struggled towards the end and through the summer, and he reworked his shot. And a lot of times a guy fights that for a year, reworking your shot, your mechanics. So if he's going to be as bad as he was at the end of the year and in the Olympics, that could cause some trouble. I tend not to think he would. I mean, he's a better player than that. He's not going to shoot that bad. But if some of their guys, if their shooting falls off, Derek White included, then it closes the gap with some of the other teams.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because he had a hitch, right? He had like a little hitch with his shot. Yeah. So that's something to watch out for. I wonder if the Brown and Tatum dynamic will change at all. I don't think so, but I thought it was pretty interesting that even though Tatum is kind of like universally regarded as the best player of the Celtics, that Brown got all the accolades during the playoff run in the finals. I don't think it'll be a big deal, but it's something worth monitoring, I think, just to keep an eye out for.
Agreed.
Prediction. So how I did it, you can do it how you want to, Clint, but I just did contenders, playoff, play-in, or lottery. These are not my official picks, but these are just because we'll have an official picks podcast when we have a bunch of guys on. But this is sort of where I'm leaning. I'll just start. I have them as a contender, and I put favorites. To me, they're the favorites to win right now, and there are the contenders at the very least. What do you have them?
Yeah, I had them as the one seed. I think they're a tier of their own, and until someone shows something, you have to consider them the heavy favorite.
Correct, yeah. Okay, let's move on then to the Brooklyn Nets. Thanks so much for watching this clip of the Box Score Sports Podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter or X. And we'll talk to you guys real soon. See ya.